It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
We'll continue with our top 12 driver press conferences, and we're very pleased to be joined by our points leader and two-time defending NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champion. That's Jimmie Johnson. He drives the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet. A couple things before we start. Jimmie will be making his 250th career NASCAR Sprint Cup Series start this weekend. Congratulations on that milestone. And also,
I don't know how to feel about that.
That shows that you started when you were 12.
It's like being excited now by your birthday.
Okay.
You should be, but you're not sure.
That's a good accomplishment,
yeah.
though, actually. And that number 48 car will have a special paint scheme this weekend. It'll be the paint scheme that they'll run, I believe, in 2009. So keep an eye on that. Jimmie certainly had a lot of success here at Lowe's. 5 wins. Your driver rating is tops in the series. You got to feel good about coming here.
Yeah, I do feel good. The test session that we had a week ago or whatever it was, 2 weeks ago, it didn't go as we had hoped, but we left here, went to Kansas, expanded on stuff, and are very, very excited about coming back. So we're hopeful that it crosses over. Tracks are different. There's more banking here, so I'm sure we'll have to work on the setup a little bit and tune it in for this track. But if I smile when I come here. This has been a great racetrack for me. Hendrick Motorsports being right down the street. And I know everybody feels like it's a home race, but that sensation's here for me, and I'm excited for the company and excited for Lowe's. And the new paint scheme that's on the car, Lowe's has worked hard on that, and now we're debuting it this weekend. And then, like you pointed out, 250th start. So it's amazing how fast the time goes by, and I was just hoping to have a chance and to be here 7 seasons later. 250 starts is pretty cool.
Questions for Jimmie? If you have one, raise your hand. We'll bring you the wireless. We'll start here. We'll go with Kenny, Reagan, and David, and then come back over here.
Jimmie, Kenny versus NASCAR, saying a couple of things. The other week, your teammate debuted his new paint scheme on the Today Show. You waited till you got to the track. You not have the same kind of pull he does?
I guess not.
And also, what do you remember about your first Cup start?
My first Cup start was here, and it was such a wild weekend. One of my close friends was killed in the ARCA race, and that day I qualified for the race. We didn't have a provisional points, anything at the time, whatever that situation was. I think it was provisionals. So to have the ultimate high of qualifying 15th, Robbie Gordon was in the Lowe's car at the time, and they missed the event, so it looked really good on Hendrick's behalf and my behalf, starting the relationship. And then left here with the high of highs, driving up the street, and got a phone call that Blaze was in a bad crash, and then later found out that he'd passed. So it was a really tough weekend for me on that front. The Busch race on Saturday was very tough for me, and then as I got into the race on Sunday, I was excited about the opportunity, and some of the pain started to slip away, and I was able to go out and focus on my job, and ran a good first part of the race, and spun out right in front of the pack. I think I was running well at the time, and I remember sliding into the wall in 3 and 4, and the 24 car coming straight for me. And I thought, man, if I crash him, he's in a championship points battle. If I crash him right now, this would not be good for my job. And I fortunately missed us, but it's just so overwhelming to be on this track, especially then with how difficult the track was to drive. I remember my first pit stop. I left the pits, and I was in between Mark Martin and Dale Jarrett, and it really hit me at that point. I'm like, wow, I'm out here with the big boys. This is pretty cool.
Reagan had one, then we'll go to Newton and then Jarrett.
Jimmie, can you tell me if you think that your NASCAR fans emulate your personality? And do you notice a difference in the NASCAR fans from the different tracks that you go to?
Yeah, you certainly do see different things in fans in different parts of the country. Certainly accents change. I do think that the fan base kind of emulates the driver, but I think that the sport's growing so much, and it's so much exposure that I may have, I guess I'm kind of cornered into one type of fan base or one type of fan, but I am seeing more, say, Tony Stewart style fans pulling for the 48 now. Even Dale Earnhardt Jr. fans have, which I would never see before, an 8 get up with a 48 hat or a 48 shirt with an 8 hat when Junior was driving for DEI, and now I'll see a mixed combination of a 88 shirt and a 48 hat, which I'd never seen before. So it does change from time to time, and I think as I put in more years in the sport, and more fans are showing interest in supporting what we do.
Let's go David, Dustin, and David Poole. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jimmy, got a couple of questions. The first one, since you had your first race here, you still got Chad, you still got some other members of your crew. How much does it help or contribute to your success that you've had so many familiar faces around for so long?
It really does help. Yeah, I think it's a huge part of what's gone on. And if you look through the management role at Hendrick Motorsports, you look at our engine department, chassis shop, there's a lot of layers that exist there where it's the same people, and they just continue to fine-tune and make their programs better. Then it all transfers over to the racetrack. I've had Ron Malik working on my race car since I've ever driven a stock car, and it's comforting to know his watchful eyes are over it. And I know him so well, I don't have to worry about anything. I know he's got his side covered, and the same with Chad. So those things build a lot of confidence in myself, and we build that in each other. And we just focus on what we need to do and worry about what we can control and go on from there. So I think it buys us some free time to either relax or focus harder on our given areas.
And second, a guy like Jeff Burton, at his age, to be in contention for a championship, one, do you consider him a threat right now? And two, can you imagine, he's been with his wife, or the girl he fell in love with, since she was 14 years old, to be with the same person for that long and what that means to his character?
I absolutely believe Jeff Burton is a threat for this championship. His character, I think, shows through his relationship with his wife, his kids, what he means to the sport, the way he drives on track. He's far from a pushover, but he's respectful. And you get in there and you ruffle his feathers, you're going to regret the fact that you've done that. But he's a man of his word. He races people with respect. He acts that way through the garage area. I think back to a time at Martinsville, I think it was 04. He absolutely ran me over to pass me and get the spot on like 3 to go. And I was furious. And he comes in the garage area, comes into our transporter after the race, through all of my guys that are just as mad at him as I am, and walked through and came up to me and said, "Hey, I'm not making up any excuses. I ran you over, and I just thought I should be here as a man telling you that I meant to move you out of the way. Sorry I got so rough with you, but I intended to do that." And I just thought, first I thought he was crazy. And then when he walked off, I thought, well, at least he didn't lie to me and say, "Oh, hey, buddy, I didn't mean to do that." So I have a lot of respect for him, and it's nice to see him over the years. He was so dominant and then had to rebuild. I don't know exactly if it was just the team or himself or whatever it was, but to come to Childress, bring a lot of life back to that company, he's done a great job.